أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Now we are looking at اسم الزمان والمكان. اسم الزمان والمكان. So اسم الزمان والمكان. Firstly, we are going to look at what we mean by اسم الزمان and اسم. Then we look at اسم المكان. So the reason why this isma is here because we are looking at two names. The two names of zaman, of time, and what? And place. So this is musanna. Ismun, ismani, ismani. So because of idafa, the noon that is supposed to be here is what? Is eliminated. So it now becomes isma zaman wal makan. So ta'rifu ismi zaman. So the definition of ismu zaman. What do we mean by ismu zaman? So wasmun mushtaqun min al-fi'li sulasi is a name extracted from sulasi, from three-letter verb wa ghayrihi, and verb aside the three-letter verb, that is the four-letter verb, five-letter verb, and six-letter verb. All right. So liyadulla ala zamani wuqu'il fi'l, to be referring to zamani, to the time, to the time of occurrence of the verb, to the time the verb, the action occur. Don't forget, this is the key word, zaman. That's why it's called ismo zaman, as zaman. It refers to the time, that is when the action occur. Do you get? So let's see the example. We have ma'akalu tulabi, ma'akalu tulabi as-sa'atu athamina, as-sa'atu athamina. So I would like to mention to you that the context you find ismu zaman and makan, it really matters a lot. So let's see how we are going to translate this ismu zaman and makan with different context. Here in this context, we said ma'akalu tulab as-sa'atu thamina. So ma'akalu tulab, the time the student eats, ma'akal is from akala, right? Akala, to eat. So the time the act of eating is happening, that period, the act of eating is happening, is called ma'akal. Can you see? The time the action occurs. So ma'akalu tulab, the time the student eats, as-sa'atu thamina, is 8 o'clock. As-sa'atu athamina is 8 o'clock. That is zamanu ma'akalihim, the time they eat. The time they eat. Can you see the meaning of ma'akal there? So in relation to the what? To the context, we find the ma'akal, which is what? As-sa'a athamina. As-sa'a athamina. Alright, so let's see ma'akal in another context. Okay, let's see Maulid here. Let's see Maulid. I'm still going to see ma'akal in another context, inshallah. Okay, so just note the context you are finding this word. This ismu zaman wal makan. So Maulidur Rasul Shaharu Rabi'il Awwal. Maulid, when the Prophet was born. Maulidur Rasul, when the Prophet was born. So you can see Maulid. Maulid is from walada. Walada means to give birth to born, to give birth to. Do you get? So the time someone is giving birth to is called what? Maulid. So Maulidur Rasul, the time the Prophet is giving birth to, Shaharu Rabi'il Awwal, is Shaharu Rabi'il Al-Awwal. Can you see that? Alright, so I zamanu wa wiladatihi. That is, what we mean is what? Zamanu wiladatihi. the time of what? Of his birth. His birth time. Alright, okay. So let's see Ismo al-Makan now. Ismo al-Makan. Ta'rif ism al-Makan. So the definition of Ismo al-Makan. Definition of Ismo al-Makan. So هو اسم مشتق من الفعل الثلاثي is also a verb extracted mushtaq. That is what? That is extracted. That is constructed. من الفعل الثلاثي from ثلاثي verb وغيره and others. ليدل على مكان وقوع الفعل. To be referring to makan, the place of the occurrence of the action, the place the action occurs. Don't forget zaman. This one is zaman, the time the action occurs, while this one is makan, the place the action occurs. Okay, so let's see the example. We have makalu tulab. You can see the same makal. The same makal is here. Don't forget we've used it here. Makalu tulab asa. We've used it here, but we are using it here again. So that's why I said you have to take note of the context. You are saying what? You are saying the ism zaman wal makan to know the appropriate one we are going to use it for, whether it's makan or zaman, because the same word is used for makan and zaman. Do you get? The same word makal we can use it for ismu zaman. The same makal we can use it for ismu al makan. So the only thing that is going to differentiate the ismu makan and ismu zaman is the context you find the word. So makalu tulab, where the student eat. You can see makan, where they eat. This time around is not the time they eat. This one, it means what? Where they eat. Amam al madrasa is in the front of what? Of madrasa. I makanu makan, that is the place they are eating, the place they eat. Can you see that? So what makes us know that this makal here is the one of what? Of makan. Is the one for ismul makan. This makal is the what? Is the amam al madrasa. Amama is a place. In front. Front is a place. So the front will make us know that the makal is what? Is ismu makan. Why this one? Asaa. Asaa is time. You can see these things are related to what? Time. So it means that the makal here, this makal in the first one is what? Is the ismu az-zaman. Can you see the effect of the context you are finding the what? The word. Try to understand the context you are finding the word. Then you will know the appropriate one to what? To use the ismu for, whether it's for makan or for zaman. So lastly, yeah, let's see another. We have Maulidur Rasul. Maulidur Rasul. You know, we said Maulid here is what? The time the prophet is giving birth to. The time the prophet was born. So this what Maulid here means, because of what? Of this Shahr Rabiul Awwal. Shahr Rabiul Awwal is time. Is a month. Is a month. So Shahr Rabiul Awwal, Rabiul Thani, Jumada al-Awwal, Jumada and so on. So is a month. So it makes us know that this Maulid here is the one for what? Is one for time, period. The period the prophet was giving birth to. So here now, Maulidur Rasul Makkatu al-Mukarrama. Can you see? Maulidur Rasul Makkatu al-Mukarrama. So Makkatu al-Mukarrama is a place. Makkah is a place, right? So this Maulid here, the Makkah, the context we find this Maulid will make us know that this Maulid Rasul here is not for the one for Zaman. It's not for the one for time. It's for the one is for the place only, because we've seen Makkah. We've seen Makkah, which is a place. So it now means what? It now means Maulidur Rasul. The place the prophet is giving birth to, the place the prophet was born is what? Makkatu al-Mukarrama. Ay makanu wiladati, the place of his birth, his birthplace. Can you see that? So you can see that you have to take note of the context you are finding these words. Okay, so let's move on. Toriko to Siyagatihima, how can we construct these two uh names, Ismul Zaman and Ismul Makan? How can they be constructed? Okay, so you saw Gusma Zaman wal Makan. Min is not Mina, it's Min. Oh, okay, we can leave it like that because of what is coming after it. Okay, you saw Gusma Zaman wal Makan Mina. Okay, Ismu Zaman and Makan. Ismu Zaman and Ismul Makan can be constructed Mina al fi'l Mina Sulasi. That is that is the reason why this one is Mina. So Mina Sulasi from three letter verb wa Goyiri Sulasi, and from verb aside the three letter, that is the four letter verb, that is the four letter verb, five letter verb, and what, and the six letter verb. Okay, so let's quickly see the one for the three letter verb. So Siyaga to Humamina Sulasi. How can we construct these two names, Ismu Zaman wal Makan Mina Sulasi, from the three letter verb? Firstly from the three letter verb. Okay, so Yusogani Mina Sulasi ala wazni maf'al. These two names are constructed, can be constructed. Yusogan Mina Sulasi from the three letter verb ala wazni maf'al, with the templates, with the pattern of what? Maf'al. Don't forget, let me mention here that the Ismu Makan and Ismu Zaman can be Maf'al and Maf'il. But the first one we want to look at now is constructing it from the Maf'al. So it can be constructed from three letter verb ala wazni Maf'al, with the template of what? Maf'al. So before we can construct Ismu Zaman and Ismu Makan with the template of Maf'al, we must see it can be constructed with this template for in two places, fi mawdi'ain, in two places. Okay, the first place is what? Is iza kana al-fi'lu sahiha, when the verb is a strong verb, that is free from the three weak letters mudha'af and amza. So when the verb is sahih, وكانت عينه مضمومة أو مفتوحة في المضارع, and the middle letter is what? Is taking dhamma or fatha في المضارع, in mudari. The first condition in this first place, don't forget we are still in number one. So the first condition under this number is that the verb must be sahih, and the verb, the ainul fi'l of that verb must be taking dhamma or fatha in mudari. Okay, so let's see the example of that. We have al-madi al-mudari, we have ismu makan and ismu zaman. Okay, so let's see some. We have tola'a. You can see tola'a is a sahih verb, So tola'a, we have yatlu'u. Tola'a yatlu'u. This the verb make this as the verb is sahih, it meets the first condition, which is what? An yakuna al-fi'lu sahiha. It's sahih. Wa kana aynuhu madmuma, and the ayn al-fi'l, which is this lam is taking dhamma in mudari. So the ismu zaman and makan of this verb must be maf'al. That is why we have up matla on shams. Matla'un ash-shams. So tola means to appear. Tola, to appear. So matla is the ismu zaman of what? Of tola, which is going to be meaning what? If the ismu zaman will mean what? The time something appear. Matla, the time something appear. Then the ismu makan will mean what? Will mean the place something appear. So matla on shams can be the time the shams, the sun rises, eh, or the time or the place the sun rise. Okay, so that is that. Let's see another example. We have qa'ada to sit. Yaq'udu, you can see it. The verb is sahih, and the ain fi'l is taking dhamma, so it met what the condition. So the ismu zaman and makan will be maq'ad, where you sit or the time you're sitting. So we have bada'a to start, yabda'u. You can see the verb is what is sahih, and in the ainul fi'l, which is dal, is taking fatha, maftuhatan, taking fatha. So it's taking fatha in mudari, so it also made the condition. So the ismu zaman al makan is going to be what? Is going to be mabda, the time you start something, or the place. It's not mabda, it's mabda. This is a mistake. Mabda bil fatha, or the place you are starting something. Okay, so lastly we have nahala. Nahala means to drink, So yanhalu is the mudari. He drinking, or he drinks. So this is fi'l sahih, and the ainul fi'l is taking fatha, which is this ha, is taking fatha. So the ismul zaman wa ismul makan of the verb nahala must be what? Must be manhal. The place you drink water, or the time you drink water. I hope you get that. So let's see it in the sentence. We have Matlan Shams. Matlan Shams as-sa'atu sobaha. You can see this sa'a, the context we find is Matlan. You can see Matlan Shams as-sa'atu, as-sa'disatu sobaha. So sa'disa means 6. Sobaha, 6 a.m. 6 a.m. So Matlan Shams is going to be what? It's going to meaning the time, because we've seen a context that is relating to what? To time, which is as-sa'disatu sobaha. So which is 6 a.m. So it's relating to time. So matlan here will mean what? It's going to be ismu zaman. That is the time the sun rises. The time the sun rises is what? Is as-sadisa sobaha, 6 a.m. For matlan huna, the matlan here is what? Ismu zaman. The name of time, period that thing happened. Okay. So another one we have al-maktabatu manhalun azbun li tullabil ilm. So al-maktaba, the library, manhalun is a spring. That is where we drink water. Is a spring. Do you get? So azbun, that is sweet, li tullabil ilmi, for the seekers of knowledge, for students. You get? So fal manhal, this manhal here, this one. So ismu makan is a name of place, because you cannot say maktaba, the library, is a time that is sweet for the students of, no, maktaba is not a time. Maktaba is a place. So that is why we're going to translate this manhal with what? With ismu makan. Okay, so let's move on. Let's see. This is number one under these two places we mentioned, two places where you can see maf'al as ismu makan and ismu zaman. So the second place now is what? Is إذا كان الفعل معتل الآخر. إذا كان الفعل معتل الآخر. So this is when the verb is معتل الآخر. The verb is what? Is having a weak letter. When the verb is having a weak letter at the end. So when a verb is having a weak letter at the end, it's called mutalul akhir, right? So this kind of verb is what we are talking about in this place, in this number. Okay, So let's say the example of that of those we have madi and constructing ismul zaman al makan from the verb. Okay, we have our to return. Our means to return. You can see this verb is having a weak letter at the end, which is what? Which is alif, which is this alif. So this verb is having a weak letter at the end. So the ism zaman al makan is going to be with the template of what? Maf'al, which is what? Ma'wa, an abode. An abode, a place you are going to return, a place you are returning to, or the time you are returning. Do you get? The time this action, this returning, is going to happen, or the place you are returning to. I hope you get that. So the ism zaman al makan for our is what? Ma'wa. Al jannatu hiya al ma'wa. Do you get that? So the paradise is where we are returning to, inshallah. The paradise is our abode. Okay? So it's our home. We are going to return, we are returning to. So let's another example. We have sa'a. Sa'a means to run, or to jog. To jog. Okay? So mas'a is what is the ism zaman, because this verb is also what? Mu'tadul akid. You can see sa'a. Okay, so sa'a, mas'a is what? Where you do your sa'a, where you do your sa'a, where you jog or where you run. Or we can also say the time you are doing that thing, you are performing the action. That is the time you are running or the time you're jogging. Are you following? So let's say we have a roma. Roma, it means to shoot. To shoot. Do you get? So where you shoot now will be what? Marma, or the time you're shooting. The time you're shooting. So that is what that is that, because this verb is what is also having montal at the end. It's montal al-akil. So it meets the what? The condition. So let's see, we have laha. Laha is also having alif at the end, which is also what? Also a weak letter. So the ism zaman wal makan is going to be what? Is going to be malha. Laha means to play. To play. So malha is where you play, a playing ground. Malha, or the time you are playing, depending on the context. Okay. So let's say example, we have fa'inal jannata hiya al-ma'wa. You can see, and indeed the jannah, the paradise, hiya al-ma'wa, is the abode. Is the home where we are going to return, where we are returning to. Hiya al-ma'wa is where we are returning to. Fal ma'wa huna, ma'wa here, ismu zaman, is a name of what? Of time. Time, because it's a name of what? Zaman. Oh, sorry, it's not zaman. It's supposed to be makan. That should be a mistake. That is a mistake. So it's ismu makan, because Jannah is a place. It's not a time. Okay. If I in al Jannah, that is the paradise, here al mawa, is where we are returning. So where you are returning to should be a place. Do you get? Here al mawa. So mawa here, ismu makan, is the name of a place. Okay. Another one we have mas al hujjaj. Mas al hujjaj. So mas'a is where you run, where you do your sa'i, where you jog, or the time you jog. So what will make you know whether it's zaman or makan is the content. Don't forget. So mas al hujjaj bayna safa wal marwa, between safa wal marwa and marwa, between safa and marwa. So safa is a place and marwa is also a place. So in between these two places is mas'a al hujjaj, is where the pilgrims, is where they perform their sa'yu. Sa'yu is part of the works for the of the pilgrims. So the hujjaj is part of their works. So they do sa'yu. So where they do that, the sa'yu, mas'a, where they do the sa'yu is bayna safa al marwa. So what makes us know this mas'a is for makan is this place, this Safa wal Marwa. I think we say Mas al Hujjaj as-sa'a at-tasi'a. The sa'a at-tasi'a is what? Is 9 o'clock. So that one it relates what? To a time. So it's going to be what? It's going to be Ismo Zaman. But because we are talking about a place here, being a Safa, between Safa wal Marwa and Marwa, so it makes us know that this Mas'a is what is Ismo Makan, the name of a place. Okay, Fal Mas'a is what is Ismo Makan. So that is clear. Okay, so let's move on. We have Sigatuhuma Mina Sulasi. We are still under the same thing. So now we want to look at another template. You know, we are through with the Maf'al template. We are through the Maf'al template. So we want to look at the Maf'il own. Maf'il own. So you saw a guy named Mina Sulasi and what's the name Maf'il. So these two names, that is Ismu Zaman wal Makan, you saw a guy, can be constructed. They can both be constructed ala wazni with the templates of what maf'il, with maf'il template fi mawdi'in. This one also has two places, like the maf'al own. It also has what? Two places. Okay, the first one is إذا كان الفعل صحيحا. This is when the verb is sahih, like the first one. You know, the first one, the maf'al own, is when the verb is sahih and is taking dhamma or fatha in its ainul fi'l in mudari. But here in the maf'il case, when the verb is sahih, fine. وكانت عينه مكسورة في المضارع, and its ainul fi'l is taking kasra في المضارع, in mudari. Is that taken? So if the ainul fi'l is taking fatha or dhamma in mudari, is maf'al, and if it's taking kasra in mudari, is what? Is maf'il. That is very clear. Very clear. You can see kasra go with kasra. Kasra is go with kasra, which is maf'il. And fatha and dhamma goes with fatha, which is what? Maf'al. So let's see the example of this maf'il. We have madi mudari and ism zaman wal makan. So raja'a means to return, right? So we have here raja'a is fi'l sahih. That is correct. So and it's taking kasra in mudari. So it meets what? The condition. So the ism zaman makan must be what? Must be marji'un. Marji'ukum. So raja'a, to return. So marji it also means where you return to. The same meaning as ma'wa and marji. They both mean an abode, where you are returning to, or the time you are returning. Exactly. So another one we have habato. Habato means to descend, to fall. To fall. So yeah, B2. This one is also sahih, and it's also taking care in mudari. So the ismu zaman makan is what? Is mahbitun. Okay, another one we have nazala. It means the same thing abato, to fall, or to descend. So yanzilu, then the ismu zaman wal makan is going to be manzil. So because the verb is what? Is sahih, and the ainul fi'l is taking kasra. Let's see another one. Okay, that is enough. Okay, let's see these words. Some of them is in jumla mufida. Okay, qala ta'ala, Allah says ثم إن مرجعكم لإلى الجحيم عياذا من ذلك. So إن مرجعكم, then indeed where you are returning to, la ila al jahim, is inside the jahim, inside fire. Iyadan min zalik. So it's inside jahim. So jahim is a place. It's narul jahim. So it's a place, right? So this marji'un is going to be what? Ismu makan, because we have seen something that is related to a place in the sentence. Do you get that? So inna marji'akum, sorry. Inna summa inna marji'akum is not going to be marji'un because we have seen inna marji'akum. Sorry, inna marji'ukum. I think it's correct. It's correct because la ila al jahim is correct. Oh. It can't. It can never be marji'a. It can never be marji'un. It should be marji'a. Inna marji'akum because this can never be the ismu inna because it's jar wa majrur. It's going to be khabar inna. So we are not treating nahwu here. We are not treating nahwu, but no is what is inna marji'akum, and it's also uh, a Quran verse. It's a Quran verse. So inna marji'akum la ila al jahim. So your about your home where you are going to return to is the hell fire jahim. So marji'un here is ismul makan. This marji'un is ismul makan because we've seen a related word to makan there. A word that is related to place. That is jahim. Okay. That doesn't mean this marji'un cannot mean ismu zaman. Okay, depending on the context. So we can also have Jaziratul Arab Mahabitu Al Quran. So the Arab land is what Mahabitul Quran is the place of descent. Is the place of descent of what Al Quran. Because we've seen Jaziratul Arab, the Arab land, the Arab country. You can see this is a place. So this Mahabit must be what? Must be Ismo Makan. Do you get? It must be Ismo Makan. So that is Ismo Makan here. So for Mahabit, Ismo Makan. Okay, so let's move on. Siyagatuma. So that we've seen the first place where we can have Ismo Zaman or Makan as what? As from the template of Maf'il. So the second place is what? Is Izakana fi'lu misala wawiya. So when the verb is misal, you know what misal means? Is matalat fa'uhu is the verb that its fa'ul fin is what? Is taking harful illa. It can take waw or ya. But here is waw specific. When the ainul fin is taking, when the fa'ul fin is misal wawiya, that is taking wa. Mutal al-fa bil wa. So the fa'ul fi'l is what is wa. Like wa'ada, waqafa, wajada, waritha, warima, wa'ada, and so on. Okay? So this is it. So when the verb is what is taking we have wow in it in the fa'ul fi'l of the verb. Okay? So wa bi shart an yakuna with the condition of the verb having a strong verb in its lam. A strong verb in its what? In its lam. Don't forget, we have fa'ala. So we said this wow, this fa must be wow. That is for sure. Must be wow. And this lam must be any strong letter. It might be lam, it might be fa, it might be jim, provided it's not a weak letter, which is wow, alif or ya. So we have here now we can this ain can be anything. So here we can have wajada, waritha, warima, but we cannot have wa'a because wa'a this one is not a weak, is not a strong letter, and the condition says the lam sahih fa bishart an yakuna sahih fa with the condition that the lam al fi'l must be what? The lam al fi'l must be sahih, and this wa'a, the lam al fi'l here is what? It's not sahih, it's mu'tal. Okay. So let's see verb that fall in that category. So Madi Ismu Zaman Makan. So we have walada. Can you see? Walada. Walada means to give back to born. Okay? So it met the what? The condition it's having waw in its foul field, and the lam field is not a weak letter, it's a strong letter. Okay, so walada. So the ism zaman but makan must be with the template of maf'il. So mawlid. So don't cultivate the habit of calling mawlid mawlud. There are a lot of people that out there they call Maulid Maulud. I'm going to Maulud. It's not Maulud. Can you get that? So it's not Maulud. It's Maulid. Maulidul Rasul. Or you say tomorrow is Maulud. No, no, no. Tomorrow it can't be Maulud. Tomorrow should be Maulid. Okay, Maulid. So Walada. So the Ism Zamal Makan for Walada is what? Maulid. Maulid. So it means the place of birth or the time of birth. The place of birth of the or the time of birth. So that is that. So you have another. We have wazana. Wazana means to scale or to measure. So mouse, you can see it meets what the condition wow and not alf illa. No, not alf illa. So mousing should be what? Should be the ismu zaman al makan, which means well, the place where the scale or the time of scaling. So we have one that means to promise. To promise. So we have maw'id, the time a promise is made, or the place the promise is what is made. So Mawlidul Rasul Shahr Rabi'ul Awwal. So Shahr Rabi'ul Awwal, the month of Rabi'ul Awwal, that is a time. That is a zaman, a time, a specific period of time. So Shahr Rabi'ul Awwal is a time. So Mawlid here should what? Should be Ismu Zaman, a name of time. The name of what time? So Mawlidu Rasul, the place, sorry, the time the Prophet was born is what Shahr Rabi'ul Awwal. It's during the month of Rabi'ul Awwal. Fal Mawlid huna. So Mawlid here is what? Ismu Zaman. Mawlid here is Ismu Zaman. That is very clear. That is clear. So we also have Ba'i'un Samaki. So the seller of fish, the fish seller, fil mawzin. The fish seller fil mawzin. You can see fi indicate daring, inside. So you cannot go inside time, inside zaman. Then you have to go inside a place. So buying on samak, the fish seller is in the mawzin, is in the place where they scale something, where they scale the fish or so. Do you get? So it cannot be is in the time of scaling. No, it's not. It's not possible. Should be a place because we've seen fee that indicates zorfiya. We've seen fee, so it should be ismu makan. So fal mawzin huna. So mawzin here ismu makan. Ismu makan. Okay. So now we want to look at here. I got to Mengweri Sulasi. Constructing these two names, that is Ismu Zaman al Makan, Mengweri Sulasi, from verbs that are different from what? Sulasi. That is Rubai, Khumasi, Sudasi. So how can we do that? So you saw Ismu Zaman al Makan. Ismu Zaman al Makan can be constructed Mengweri Sulasi from verb aside Sulasi ala Wazdil Maf'ul with the template of their Ismul Maf'ul ala Wazd Ismul Maf'ul with the template of the Ismul Maf'ul. This is very, very simple. You don't need to stress yourself whether maf'il or maf'al. So let's see how it goes. Don't forget we have let's say akroma. Akroma is what is a rubai verb. So it's part of this mingeri sulasi. So we are conjugating it. You have akroma, yukrimu, ikraman, mukrimun, mukramun. Mukramun is what? Is maf'ul for akroma. So that mukramun, which is the ismul maf'ul, is also what? Is also the ismu zaman wal makan for akroma. I don't know whether you get what I'm trying to say. So we have sola. Sola means to pray, right? Sola, to pray. So we are conjugating sola. I want to construct ismu zaman wal makan from sola. We have to use the ismu maf'ul of sola. So sola, yusolli, solatan or tesliyatan. Okay, this is solatan. Sola, yusolli, solatan, musallin, then musalla. Musalla is the ismul maf'ul. Is the ismul maf'ul. So that musalla is the ismul zaman wal makan we are talking about. So we construct the ismul zaman wal makan of verb aside sulasi, rubai, kumasi or sudasi from their ismul maf'ul. Very simple. Very, very simple. So let's see how it goes You have the fi'l, you have ismul maf'ul, and you have ismul zaman wal makan. Okay. So intada means to meet, to meet. So the teachers are meeting. So ينتدي asatiz and things like that. So to meet in a place. So intada. So muntada is ismul maf'ul. We have intada, yentedi, intida, and muntedin, then muntada, which is the ismul maf'ul, the subject, the name of the subject. That is the passive participant. Okay. So muntada. So this was zaman al makan is also is going to be muntada, the same thing, because the ismu zaman makan of this kind of verb, rubai, kumasi, and sudas. This one is kumasi in fa'ala. So 5-letter verb. So muntada, that is maf'ul, and the same muntada is what is the ismu zaman al makan. That is where the meeting is happening. So where we meet, or the time we meet. Exactly. So we have ijtama'a. Ijtama'a. It also means to meet, to gather in a place, to gather. Ijtama'a. So mujtama'un is the ismul maf'ul. We have ijtama'a, ijtima'an, mujtama'un. That is ismul maf'ul. So the ismul maf'ul is the same thing as ismul zaman al-makan, which is what mujtama. Mujtama'un, mujtama. So where we gather ourselves to discuss things, to talk, to have a meeting. So muntada and mujtama can also mean the same thing. They are somehow related. They are very, very related. Do you get that? So mujtama, the place where we gather, or the time we gather. So we also have istakorra, istakora, istakir, istikrarun, mustakirun, then mustakorrun. Okay. So this also this one is going to be mustakorrun. So let's see some examples. In muntada al-a'imma fi Lagos yawm al-jum'ah. So muntada al-a'imma, indeed the meeting of the a'imma, the scholars in Lagos. The meeting of the scholars in Lagos, that is the time the scholars meet in Lagos. What make me know is time that they are talking about here is what yawmul jumu'ah, every Jumat, every Jum'ah, every Yawmul Jum'ah, every Friday. You get? So this what make me know that this muntada is what is ismo zaman, because Yawmul Jum'ah is a time now, it's a day. So it relates to what zaman. So this muntada must be relating what to ismo, must be related to zaman. So it's what ismo zaman. The time the scholars in Lagos meet, the time they meet is Yawmul Jum'ah, is every Friday. So Muntada is Zaman. Okay. So we also have Mujtama'u Alil Ilmi. Mujtama'u Alil Ilmi. So Kathir, the meeting, the place where the knowledgeable people meet. Mujtama'uhum, the place where they meet, Kathir, is much. You have a lot of places where knowledgeable people meet and things like that. So mujtama'uhum, where they meet, they are gathering, where the knowledgeable ones gather. So what makes me know here is where, and not time, is what is the context. You cannot use zaman there and expect it to have a good meaning. You cannot say the time the knowledgeable people meet is much. No, it doesn't make sense. So it should be ismu makan. The place where they meet is much. They meet in different places. Okay. So from which time ismu makan, the name of a place. So tembi, this is an important note. You have to take note of this. It's very important. It's very important. So let's see how it goes. So ismul maf'ul, you know what they call ismul maf'ul. The ismul maf'ul, you know al masdar al mimi and masdar al mimi and ismul zaman al makan and ismul zaman al makan. So these three things, or four, because this one is one entirely, then this one is another thing entirely. So these four things, ismul maf'ul, is al-masdar al-mimi, ismul zaman, and ismul makan. Mimma fawqa sulasi. Then this ismul makan and zaman. The one we are talking about here is the rubai, the four-letter verb, the four-letter ismul zaman makan, the five-letter one, and the six-letter. We are not talking about the three-letter, which is the maf'al and maf'ul here. Okay, we're talking about the ismul zaman makan of the four-letter, five-letter, and six letters. And the ismul maf'ul and al-madar al-mimi. These four things, shuraka, they participate fil wazni in templates. That is, they have the same template. They meet in the same place. That is, on the same template. You use the same template for them. The ismul maf'ul, the madar al-mimi, the ismul zaman makan for mingeri sulasi. That is four-letter verb, five-letter verb, and six-letter verb. They participate in the same template. Walakin, but yufarriqu bainahum bil qarina. Yufarriqu bainahum. We differentiate between them bil qarina, with relations, with what we used to relate them, with what we are joining them together with, wasiyak, and context. Is with the context you will know the one for ismul maf'ul, and the one for al-masdar al-mimi, the one for ismul zaman, the one for ismul makan. But they are of the same template. Is that clear? So mithal al-mustakhraj, example of that is mustakhraj. Mustakhraj. Okay, firstly, mustakhraj is from istakhraja. Istakhraja. So conjugating istakhraja, istakhraja, yastakhriju, istikhrajan, mustakhrijun, mustakhrajun. So is the ismul maf'ul. Is the what? Ismul maf'ul. So let's see mustakhraj fil amsilatil atiya, in the following examples. Let's see how it works. So innal patrol mustakhrajun ganiyun. So petrol is an extracted. Is something that is extracted. Ismul maf'ul ganiyun, that is wealthy. It's something that is extracted, that is gani, that is wealthy. Okay, so this mustakhraj here in this context, you can see it means what? It means it's doing the work of what? Ismul maf'ul. Ordinarily it's ismul maf'ul. Innal petrol mustakhrajun is what we extracted. Mustakhraj is the one who is extracted. So mustakhraj is the one who is something we extracted. Okay, so we also have istakhraj al-ulama ul-patrol mustakhrajan azima. So the scholars, they extract petrol mustakhrajan azima, in the act of extracting, in a great act of extracting. So this mustakhraj is act of extracting, which is what? Which is al-masdaru al-mimi. It's masdar, the act of extracting. You can see the same makhraj is working as ismul maf'ul here. Here is working as al-masdar al-mimi. It doesn't stop there. Let's move on. So we also have al-qarnu tasi. Al-qarnu at-tasi'a ashara mustakhrajul patrol. The 19th century. The 19th century is when petrol, or is when we started extracting petrol. Mustakhrajul petrol. That is when. That is what ismu zaman. Is the time petrol, or that is time people started extracting petrol. Do you get Ismo Zaman? That is the 19th century. You can see it relates to time. Atasin Ashar. Atasin Ashar. So all these things you are knowing them with their context. You cannot translate this as Ismul Maf'ul now and expect it to have a good meaning, or Ismu Zaman, or sorry, or Ismu Makan. No, because you've seen something related to what? To time there, the 19th century. Mustakhraj petrol. It's when petrol was it's when we started extracting what? Petrol. So do you get that? So we also have another one. We have in Nigeria mustakhraj petrol. Mustakhrajul petrol. So indeed Nigeria mustakhraju petrol is where petrol is extracted. That is, we extract petrol in Nigeria. So that is Makan, because this mustakhraj, it means where that thing is, that the action is occurring, is happening in Nigeria. Indeed Nigeria is where petrol is extracted. So can you see the same mustakhraj is meaning is working as different things in different contexts. So depending on the context, so that is the context you use to know how to translate that word. So we can see a relationship between Ismul Maf'ul, Al Masdarul Mimi, Ismul Zaman, and Ismul Makan of verb that are different from Sulasi. That is, verb of 4 letters, of 5 letters, and of 6 letters. So that is that on Isma Zaman wal Makan. I hope you understand. So may Allah make it more easy and understandable for us, and may He make it useful for us here and after death. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.